My bad, spoiler alert too. If you ain't watched One Piece, don't watch this. I should put that at the front of the video. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Don't watch this if you haven't. You feel me? Cause boy, we in it. You feel me? We 1,000 episodes in. You don't want to watch this.
Let me leave a disclaimer because YouTube don't play that. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes. Please read.
Like anime clout 3,000. That would be my robot name. That would be my AI name. Anime Roboticus 5,000. Black.
So Oda probably just gave us the biggest hint.
Not cause my skin is because that's the version I would be. There were 3 versions. There were 3. I'm the second. This many. Don't ask where they at.
The truth behind hockey that we've had pretty much in the entire.
And honestly, bro, One Piece is goated. So like, I don't know, but like I don't even know what to say about this show, bro.
Story, because in One Piece chapter 1165 we saw what was likely the end of the legendary Rox D. Zebek, and after Garp and Roger traded several blows with Rox,
why he sticking like that? I did not see Garp hit him like that, bro. But this the thing about one man, and Roger looked just like Ace in that panel, bro. I didn't see. I ain't gonna lie. The last 2 chapters I haven't watched them. I haven't read them. I haven't had them read to me. I've been busy, but it's still in my heart, and I still come back to read another day. Listen yonder.
Including some pretty nifty combo attacks, I might add. Roger told Garp that it was.
And definitely shout out Dak Sake, bro. He take, like, first of all, just like he just goated in One Piece knowledge, bro. He just been covering One Piece since I've been a wee lad. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like he's like the number 1 source beside like all the garbage. You know what I'm saying? Another 2 good ones off top. Grand Line Review and Dusk and Dawn. Like the creme de la creme.
All about the mass, and because they wouldn't win in a battle of attrition with Demon Rox, they needed to channel all of their mass into their next attack and finish him off right then.
And that's the thing about Rox, bro. I don't know if he gone or not, bro, because it's so many theories, and I've been listening to so many people. Everybody, you know, the thing about One Piece theories is that like people take people's word for it, like, and they will build their own theories off or think in their head. But if you're not like making content about it or translating it or getting a good translation, because a lot of people they mess up with their theories because the translation was wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say Dusk and Dawn, man, bro, goated. She goated, bro. You feel me? And I say she because she act like she ain't Luna Pen, bro. Like, what?
And there. And while
That'd be funny, she be talking about that Brad Luna.
I think Rox will probably get to at least have a few final words before he's gone for good, it does seem that this battle is for the most part over, thanks to them channeling all of their so-called
definitely. And they know they didn't kill him. Roger and Garp know he not dead, bro. Roger don't know no more because Roger gone. But Garp know that man not dead, bro.
Mass. But what did Roger really mean by that? Well, the kanji that was used for mass here is the same that you would use if you were talking about mass in terms of physics, because as my high school physics teacher drilled into our head.
So not see what I'm saying? So like it's kanji, katakana, you know, it's so many ways to talk in Japanese, bro, or to explain something in Japanese. Like you have to literally almost be native, bro, unless you want to take the craziest like crash course on language, bro. Because not only do you have to learn how to speak Japanese to fully understand it, you got to know how to read it, bro. Like they use a lot of symbolism, like a lot.
Weight and mass may be related, but they are different things. Weight takes into account how much gravity a certain
Or
amount of mass
let
is.
me say, it's better if you'll better understand it. If I feel like you should learn how to learn the language through reading it, or at the same time. You feel me? So they talking about mass, like he said, physics, not like a mass, like a selling mass.
Experiencing, which is why we would all
Mass.
weigh less on the moon than we do on Earth. And I believe that this is a very important distinction because Oda also used this same term when Vegapunk was discussing the mass that leaves the body when you die.
And that's why I like One Piece, bro. That 21 grams that you lose, everybody lose 21 grams of weight, bro. They say it's your spirit. You see, when you leave this place.
AKA the 21 grams of soul. And the 21 grams of soul is something that we've talked about a few times on this channel rather recently, specifically in regards to Imu's abilities in the underworld and such. But after this chapter, there's a whole lot more to say about it because now it also seems that there is a definite connection between that soul and the strength of your haki. And it's important to note that this is somewhat different than Big Mom's version of the soul, which was primarily just lifespan, and we'll dive more into that later. But this is specifically like the same soul that would theoretically go on to the afterlife if you died, as we saw with Brook. And so when it comes to haki, I think we sort of vaguely already knew that the soul or one spirit had a role with haki, at least to some degree, because haki is tied to will or ambition. It's like
So the cool thing about One Piece, bro, like you can eat the devil fruit. You feel me? But hockey, everybody has hockey. It's just about like how far you willing to train your body, bro. Because it's people in One Piece who haven't eaten devil fruits. They just use hockey, and hockey negates devil fruit ability. So you can have like the strongest devil fruit, but like somebody can have the strongest hockey, bro, and it won't matter. But One Piece, they use a lot of symbolism, bro, and a lot of real world correlations, bro, and metaphors and synonyms. So I feel like it's a lot of opposite reflection um aspects going on in the show, bro. Everything mirrors everything. Um it's highly generational and everybody know everybody. You feel me? Like is everybody related? Like, you know, oh that's his dad. That's you know what I'm saying? It's his brother, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't like him from back in the day. I love One Piece, bro, because when y'all understand what the main goal of this show and why they used to say Oda was a genius, bro. When I first started reading One Piece and watching One Piece, I didn't understand what they meant, bro. But I do now, bro. And that man is a genius on a spiritual level, bro. The research, the amount of research, him and his team, because everybody just credit Oda, bro, for everything, bro. But him and his team, bro, the amount of research they put in, I want to say, I argue that is the research that has been put into this project is deeper than Pokemon, bro. And do your research on how much research went into Pokemon, bro, and how that correlation to the real world is crazy. With the name, with the puns, with the names, and bro, with the actual animals and their abilities amplify. Oh my
your
God.
spirit kind of manifesting to boost your
Holy.
attacks. But now, Oda is adding a bit more rhyme or reason
let
to
me
that,
stop.
and
I
it
ain't gonna
turns
lie.
haki into
It's funny when academics be saying that, but I really don't rock with him, bro. Over them recent allegations with the yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm just gonna edit that out.
almost scientific in nature. And I think this could explain a lot of very important plot points going on right now, ranging not just from the future of haki, but also to the Mother Flame, to Imu's powers, and even how the final war might go down. Because previously, I mentioned in passing how Vegapunk's line about the soul might actually tie into the equation E equals MC squared, the equivalence between mass and energy. Because for one thing, in real life,
what I
this
mean on them
equation was
real world
credited to
correlations, but Einstein, bro. What more do you want?
Einstein, who is obviously one of the main inspirations that Oda used to create Vegapunk, thus why he had Vegapunk introduce this idea to us specifically. And after chapter 1165, I think this actually matters even more than I thought previously, because mainly what that equation showed us was how much energy can be created per unit of mass. And this
And that's the One Piece. There you go, y'all. Right there. That's the One Piece. I guarantee it's like 80 Reddit threads right now. It's like, well, since E is energy and the will of D is right before energy, and that's Ed. You feel me? Like something like that, bro. It be like that, bro.
proved that it only took a very small amount of mass in order to
This
create a ton of energy. And this is something that we unfortunately saw on display with the atomic bomb, where at least at Hiroshima, less than 1 gram of material was actually converted to energy, yet we know how devastating that explosion was. And Einstein also had an indirect yet pretty important role in the
Oppenheimer.
creation of the atomic bomb as
It's
well, which is
Oppenheimer.
something that Oda seems to be paralleling with Vegapunk
I
as
don't know who
well,
that
at
is.
least in regards to the Mother Flame and the
Gonna find
destruction at
out.
Lelucia. It feels like all of these different story
Who's
elements are now coming
Oppenheimer?
together into one point that tells us in very much the
Oi, Siri. Hey, Siri. Who's Oppenheimer? All right. She been acting like that ever since that lawsuit came out. Shorty ain't been searching nothing for me, bro. She don't set alarms, nothing. It's cool. I got thumbs. Who's Oppenheimer? Who is Oppenheimer? Or it came up right when I put LPP. You don't know me. I say you don't know me because I don't know Oppenheimer. I know the song is OPP. Yeah, you know me, but that wouldn't have sounded right because I don't know Oppenheimer. Duh. Duh. See, I read your mind, bro. J. Robert Oppenheimer was an American theoretical physicist who is often called the father of the atomic bomb for his role in leading the Manhattan Project during World War II. He oversaw the Los Alamos Laboratory in New Mexico, where the first atomic weapons were developed. After the war, Oppenheimer became a public figure who advocated for international arms. But his past, never mind.
same way that small amounts of mass can be turned into incredible amounts of
Hey, I could really be a voice actor though, bro. Do your research on the
energy in
impressions
the
I can
form of
do.
these bombs, it seems the same can be basically done with hockey. That's why Roger said they needed to put all their mass into it. They needed to convert or utilize more of their 21 grams of soul, so then they had more power to finish the fight right then and there. And I
I
think it's
see,
kind
I
of funny to
see.
think about all this in regards to Garp's galaxy impact on Hachinosu, because it literally looked like a
I see
nuke
where
went
you
off on
going
that
with this,
island. And
Dak.
back when that all happened, I think we were all just sort of in awe that Garp could create that much
Dak,
devastation.
I
But
see.
now I think you can look at that almost as a big foreshadow of sorts, because Garp was the one asking about the mass during this fight versus Rocks. And what's really interesting about this whole idea is that if everyone, regardless of their body size, had the very same 21 grams of soul, then that would sort of mean that everyone has the same latent potential within them. Now, that's not to say that having more mass in a physical sense isn't beneficial as well, kind of like how the
That's what
giant
I'm saying, bro. Do y'all see the message in One Piece, bro? Use your head, shorty. Follow your heart. Where did we start? Get back to that. See, everybody got the same potential, bro. Everybody don't got the same opportunity or the same hand that was dealt. But if I got 13 books and I'll be like, I'm finna cook that off. And I'll just be like, you know what? Let's just not even play, bro, because I'm really finna do that to you with these 13 books. Let's just be cool. And then but I don't see why it can't be like that. It's kind of crazy when you think about it like that and think about how it just can't be like that. Like people just you really just gotta be on some like what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like dang bro, like you gonna take it even if you took everything, then what? Then what, bro? What else do you want, bro? What else do you want, bro? Let me know in the comments, bro.
Have
What
been
do y'all
built
think?
up to be this huge threat throughout the story because they're giant. Plus, there's definitely a reason that Gunko said
Oh,
whichever
Gunko,
side the
I
Giants
see. I
pick is
hope
going
she
to
ain't
change the
young though.
outcome
I
of the
don't know how
war,
old
which
she
is
is. Let me
something we'll
stop.
talk about later in the video. But I think the
The
trope or idea
anime
that
girl
Oda's
will be
going for
12 years
here is
old.
that
Let me
since
stop.
everyone does have the same 21 grams of soul, they theoretically could have the same power output regardless of their size. It's just only those who train and push themselves and put it all on the line that can
Luffy
access the
was
higher
doing that
levels of
today.
it and convert more and more of that soul into power. This is also likely tied to why Haki blooms when you're near death. There's really no point in limiting yourself if the whole 21 grams is at risk anyway. And that also brings me to the Mother Flame, actually, because with that being the source of power that destroyed the Lucia, what are the chances that it's just
Go back and watch it from one.
buddy's soul? And then Vegapunk found a way to convert that to energy in much the same way that nuclear fission was used to create the atomic bomb. I mean, York even referred to that thing as a fusion reactor. Also, you know how the mother flame is fire that somehow burns in water? Or maybe it's another liquid, but regardless, it still kind of makes you wonder how that fire is staying alive. Well, we actually saw something pretty similar to that in the anime with Big Mom and Prometheus, which I think is pretty important because Prometheus is quite literally a soul-powered fireball. And this all happened back when Big
Straight
Mom got
fireball.
knocked off the rooftop, because when Prometheus went to save
Like
her, the
like
mom
nothing else to him but fireball. He just fireball. He just I beg to differ. Prometheus has a beautiful smile when he's happy. I don't know about when he like that. He get a little, he be feeling himself. But when Prometheus is chill, no, I am at the film. Um, bro, watch how lovable Prometheus is, bro. Bro, he lovable, bro. I ain't gonna cap. You feel me? Nah, he look creepy right there. I ain't gonna cap. Nah, he got issues, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he got issues. We ain't even that ain't that ain't what I had in mind, bro. He look, different. I feel like Prometheus got problems, so we gonna scratch that. We don't rock with Prometheus, no way, bro, because
manga sure
he
made
tried
it
to
look
do
like
that
she
to
was
the
saved
to
before
everybody
falling in the
that we
water,
that we
but the
rocked with.
anime showed Prometheus literally dive into the water and stay alive long enough to pull Big Mom out. This was one of those things that at the time I was kind of surprised they went that far, and I sort of assumed the
How did that happen? Because like Prometheus is a part of her soul, bro. So that's still like a devil fruit ability. So the ability don't get negated by the water. It's just like you do. That that's crazy. That's crazy. So like if Bartolomeo can like his barrier fruit, if he activate the barrier, and he was yeah, because he was
Anime was
yeah.
just having fun with it, but we know they do consult Oda on things quite often, so maybe this whole scene wasn't just a random throw in from Toei, but what if Oda wanted to add that scene almost as a foreshadow for the Mother Flame?
You want us to get filthy rich.
Mother
I'm
Flame,
like
Big
blown
Mama
away.
Flame,
So it
Mama
does
Flame,
work.
No one believes me.
Big Mama Flame.
I mean, it would sort of make sense that the
That day, Oda would do something like that. Mama Flame. He shot all the mamas that didn't make it in One Piece. I mean, rest in peace, bro. Rip all the moms, bro. Because they put all the straw hats and all of our friends here for me and you. So, moment of silence for the mothers, bro. One Piece, bro. And the Mother Flame, bro. And Dr. Vegapunk, bro. And Pedro, bro. Don't ever forget Pedro, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I need the ones when anybody that got anything to say about Pedro, bro.
Mother
Cause
Flame
I done been seeing the Pedro shade is worse than the Ace shade, bro. I thought I was gonna crash out when they called Ace a donut, bro. I was like, why they calling him that? I didn't know why they was calling him that. I was the dummy in the One Piece group when I first started watching. Like I started watching One Piece, then why did I think I wanted to go in the group, bro? It's been out since 1998, bro. Like why would you do that, bro? You new to this. They true to this. They don't care about you getting spoiled, bro. I almost seen Gear 5, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I almost seen Gear 5, but it was a fake picture of Gear 6. And like I was on Enos lobby and he had went Gear 2. So I seen Gear 5 on the caption and it was Gear 6 though. And I said, let me get the fuck up out of here, bro. I would think I was in 2 One Piece groups, bro. Let me get up out of here. Let me get up out of here, bro. Out these One Piece groups. Cause why am I in here? Cause I like I said, bro, I'm a Hall of Fame anime comments. I'm a Hall of Fame. Just anything anime, bro. Come see me. But I digress.
would tie to Big Mom and her flame, wouldn't it? Or maybe even Mother Carmel,
We don't rock with
who
Mother
also had a living fireball powered by her own soul. I feel like there just has to be some connection between
That's the Prometheus, bro, that I know. That's the Prometheus I know, bro. I don't know what happened to my man's now,
all
bro.
of these different points. Now, the
Mother
question that
Carmel
I'm
ugly.
wondering is, if the Mother Flame is someone's soul, then whose was it? Was it
Should I edit that out? I don't want to get. Can I get canceled for
some
that?
random person, or was
For
it some kind of lab rat, or did Vegapunk maybe break off part of his own soul? Because we know that Vegapunk already split up parts of his
bro, slap a Lilith Illuminati though.
Punk maybe break off part of his own soul, because we know that Vegapunk already split up parts of his
Yeah,
personality in order to
she
create the
was.
satellites, and we heard that York broke off a fragment of the Mother Flame
I
in
ain't
order
gonna lie, Lilith's the only one that's with us right now, though. They got Stellar Body. Um, they got Kuma. They got Kuma, which is crazy. I feel like Kuma coming back. I don't see how he can't heal himself, but which is crazy. Hey, bro, if Kuma unlock his fruit, you think he could like just like heal himself, bro, like the whole
to do
way.
what happened at Lelucia. So
That's
maybe
that's kind
Vegapunk
of crazy. I
also
never thought
split
about
up
that.
his own soul into different fragments in order to create the satellites and the Mother Flame, which would also make the fact the satellites called themselves Vegapunk even more meaningful. Or if the Mother Flame isn't from any of those, then what if it is just
The
Pandora?
mother
Now I know we're
karma
kind of opening
flame,
Pandora's box here, but we
mama
don't know
flame.
what really happened to the thing after Mother Carmel got eaten, and we know that Vegapunk did visit
Mama
Elbaf
flame.
before, so maybe he took it back to study it and was able to somehow create a fusion reactor out of it. And like I mentioned earlier, Big Mom's powers are a bit different than the 21 grams of soul because hers is more like lifespan, but we still know there is an important connection between the
I
two
can't wait
because
till
of
my
Brook.
desk and
He was
chair
able to
get
free
here,
the souls
bro.
from the chest keeper homies that Big
I
Mom
just
had
moved
and
in.
even cut
So
Zeus in half.
I
And we
set
know that
all
he
my
has a tie to the
my
21
whole
grams
little
of soul
room. It's gonna
because his
be
soul literally went to the
it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be so nice. I just moved in. It's gonna be so nice. It's gonna be the best living room you've ever seen. We're doing it right here. And I'm gonna let you know, nobody's ever done a living room like I'm gonna do. Nobody.
underworld and then back.
I'm a little tired. I can't do the impression like I really want to. But I just want to let you know that we know we can do better. We've done better. You've seen it. Next question.
And then that's how we connect this all back to Emu, because another thing that we've talked about a lot recently on this channel.
Emu, no. Emu's going to lose in the end. We don't like Emu. We don't like Emu. We don't like Emu. Emu needs to. We're gonna have a meeting with Emu.
Is how Emu's abyss powers almost have to tie to
We're gonna let Emu know we don't like what he's doing. We don't like it at all.
the underworld thanks to the pentagram circles, which Brook also saw during his time skip. There we learned that they were literally meant to summon Satan, and with how demonic everything else feels that relates to Emu, there definitely seems to be some underworld connection.
That's what we're not gonna be doing. We're not gonna be doing any of that. Not in this administration.
There. And that's why I've been promoting the idea recently that Emu is probably somehow just using other people's souls to power their attacks, almost like Big Mom in Lifespan or even Moria in his Shadows. And I think that idea takes on a whole new meaning if their soul is also the driver for Hockey, because in other words, we might be able to say that Emu is also using or borrowing other people's Hockey, or at least converting them into a usable form to boost their own Hockey, I guess. Or maybe just another way of thinking about it is Emu has a ton of mass at their disposal because of the dead. This could also give a whole new meaning to their native cleansings, as they would almost act as a way for Emu to increase their ammo. It's almost like Moria with Shadow's Asgard, basically. And furthermore, chapter 1165 extrapolated on something that we've seen a few times throughout the story, which is combining your attacks to make them stronger and overwhelm the opponent. Dory and Brogy were probably
I'm tired. So don't be mad at me. I'm about to go to bed. But I'm about to eat first. Because I just recorded another video before this one for you. And my battery, look, I ain't even, look, I have to now. So please like the video and please subscribe to my channel so you can be there and be like, man, I'm a day one. Like when other people come in and they be like, they gonna be like, they gonna wish they were you. Um, so just think about that, subscribe, and then you ain't gotta think about that, like you ain't gotta be like, damn, I wish I. So road to 100K, road to 40. I make 40 look good.